3 months.
Yeah.
She kept telling me a date and it was switching up on me. How you been though?
I've been good. I've been good.
So let everybody know who you are and your words. You know what I'm saying? Like I think you can give yourself a better introduction than I can.
Okay. My name is Emonie.
You can give them like your whole name, your social security number.
Oh
like.
yeah, no, yeah, you know that. Absolutely not. But I'm Emonie. I run a ministry for teens through a nonprofit called Young Life.
That's it. So
yeah, I'm not good at talking about
so
myself.
to be honest, I didn't know you ran like a ministry. So like, what's that like? What's it about?
So it's a Christian-based organization. I am a follower of Christ.
You're what?
I'm a follower of Christ. Yeah.
I mean, well, if you run a ministry, I would think so.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be an atheist.
No, absolutely not. Heavy believer. I run like a youth group for like teens. We do like Bible study on Thursdays. I have like 25 kids that come out from Woodland Hills right after school. Yeah, Woody High ain't what it used to be.
Huh?
It ain't what it used to be.
Oh yeah?
Ain't what it used to be.
What is it like now?
Fridays, the principal brings in the speaker, and he plays throwback R&B in the cafeteria.
That's definitely not what it was like
when
we was there.
Yeah, they could
They
sit
used
outside.
to beat on us whenever we was there.
Facts. They could sit outside and eat like it's High School Musical.
For real? Oh wow, that's kind of jealous.
Shout out to Sierra Turner. She has like this resiliency room. So like if you're really going through things in the school, like you could just go to that room. You could go like to arts and crafts.
Look at our little class making a difference, huh?
I love it.
Well, she's not our class. She was a class after us, wasn't she?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's still
Same
the
thing.
same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing.
Thing. Yeah.
So what made you like super into the church? Like what made you?
Church?
Yeah, like what drove you to be like that's what I want to do? Because there's girls out here that's your age that's literally on the whole other path. Like
yeah.
So what made you want to do that or like dive into it?
Mm-hmm. And like, you know, to each his own. For me, like I grew up kind of like in the church. You know, you all go through that phase, like being lukewarm. I ain't saying everything y'all heard it now, but you know, just being a person and stuff. But life really hit for me like in 6th grade. I've always known about God, never really took it seriously, you know, just as a kid. And, you know, just sitting in church. My mom let me sleep in church, okay? I was not the one that got in trouble for it.
Wow. I used to whoop for sleeping in church.
But yeah, I mean, like, my mom had a stroke. A lot of things changed for me in like 6th grade, but I remember being like at church. And, you know, like, you just never told nobody nothing. Like, you just bottle everything in. And Bishop done said something that hit on something that had me sit up in my chair like, what'd he say?
There's really words that do that to you. Man.
Yeah.
Even good.
No, good.
You feel like there's certain words that's like programmed into your body or into yourself. You know what I'm saying? That like you hear something and it triggers something in you. Like, so like that could have probably like literally been like, you know, like your calling or like your destiny. You know what I'm saying? Like for you to go down this path. But go ahead, you say what you were saying.
Yeah, okay. Had to the way my mind wanders is just terrible. But yeah, said something really hit, and I think from ever since then, like I just took it a little bit more seriously. And I feel like every time I seek, I was able to find more of like the things that I needed. And then like, wasn't until like high school, end of high school, did I really like feel like I had a relationship with God. You know, I was just always like, you can know what your head, but you don't know what your heart. So yeah, just been carrying it through. Like, ain't nobody else in my corner. I really do got God. And that's all I need.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that. So like, what church do you go to? Like, or like, where is it? Like this? You said it was at Woodland Hills, right? Or
No.
oh,
Well, no. So I go to a church called EMU.
Mm-hmm.
He was the elder at like this church called Petra. I still love Petra.
Mm-hmm.
But in my heart and my spirit, like I just felt like I still they go, you go. And I followed them. They started their own service in their backyard underneath this beautiful tent. So I go there every other Sunday.
Alright. Alright. So like, what's the big difference between like spirituality and like being religious?
Being
Which
religious,
one do you think you are?
I think I'm more spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more spiritual. Religion, like, it was pretty cool. One of my girls, I'm really close to in the high school, like my disciple, she found the scripture and sent it to me because we had a long conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know, like living by the law doesn't get you saved.
Yeah.
You know, like it's by your faith. You know, and for me that really hits because there's like you can live by all these laws and you don't know if man's doing all the say so and everything. But I feel like it is a good guideline of how to live, you know,
Mm-hmm.
a life even without the rules. Like you would genuinely probably want that for yourself.
Yeah.
That discipline and stuff. But yeah, I feel like for me it's just more spiritual. Like there's more beyond the last book of the page, you know, the
Mm-hmm.
last page of the book. And that's where the spirit takes you on. So
Last book of the page.
yeah. See how I try to clean that up there?
Yeah, definitely quick to say.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm more spiritual. I mean, like there is a lot of people use that word very up in the air.
Yeah,
you know, you got some spiritual people that like do other things and they say, oh, well, you still believe in the Bible and all
Mm-hmm.
that. You're not really like our type of spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just put it out there. Everybody got different views on that word, but yeah, even churchy people.
So what's the difference between like being like spiritual versus being?
Yeah, I didn't answer that question.
No, what you said was good.
Okay.
But I just for me, you know
Religion is like a set of rules.
Mm-hmm.
There's really no like my heart is geared to do this. It's I have to live by this. If I don't live by this, I feel in some way I failed and I can't get back right. Or I have to do these things in order to get back right.
Yeah.
Spiritual is like, you know, like, again, it's from my perspective because I live by a whole different point of view than some people.
Yeah.
Spiritual is like, you know, you're really just more in tune with everything around you, you know, whether it's like earth things, like, you know, I love to get into holisticness. I like to learn about those things. I like to learn about science. I like to, all the things that are around me, like, I don't really know how to describe that.
No, you're describing it to me because like me, like I'm a scientist, you know what I'm saying? But I also like believe in the Bible and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say that I'm religious, but I wouldn't say that I'm spiritual either, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like I believe, like I've read the Bible, like,
Yeah.
like I feel like, of course I don't know everything about it, but I feel like I have a good grasp on it, you know what I'm saying? But then whenever I grew up, and the more older I got, the more I was fixated on knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Just learning more things. So once I started getting into science, it was like, all right, so is it science versus religion or science versus the Bible? But then the more I started learning, the more it started connecting with itself, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I had to ask, because I wanted to see like what your thoughts was on it, you know what I'm saying?
I think there is like, sorry, it's good. Like when I see like really like religious people, I kind of get like in awe because they don't know that grace of God. They don't know like the love part of it. It's just rules. Like you do this, you do that, and then you have the favor. You know, and it's just like there's like a person, right? Like somebody put that much pressure on you, you're gonna be like, I have to walk on eggshells. Like I have to. But like with God, it's free. Like you have a free will that's acknowledged, and you're loved unconditionally through that free will. You know, until like your last breath. Like yeah.
So with all that being said, what do you think happens whenever you that.
I do believe in heaven. You know, like I believe that like this is only one part of our lives. Like this is just very much temporary, and as much as we get focused on what am I gonna do, what am I gonna wear, I still worry about these things, but like I have the word to keep me grounded. I believe in heaven. I believe that our spirits live on, and this is the only place we get to know pain, we know just trials and all that. Like we are truly just.
So you believe in like frequencies, manifestation, and shit like that? Like you do? I got a book upstairs that's about that. I might give it to you, but I might not. Okay. Only because it's like a real old book, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's better with me. But I will want you to read it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm still contemplating on it. I might change my mind by the end of this, you know what I'm saying? But backtrack before all of that. What was your childhood like? Like, what was, like, do you have any, like, trauma? I mean, of course you don't gotta spill all of it out.
Yeah, I mean,
but like, you know what I'm
for
saying?
me, I'm free, but you know me, then you'll know my story through like conversation and things. I don't really mind, because that's one thing, like, online you see like the big, oh, this is what I did, this is what I've done, but then like the real gems are in the, hey, what are the most humiliating parts of your life that humbled you to get to where you are? Like, you know, like what are these behind the scene things? And these are the things that people actually need, because they're chasing such, not it's a fake life, but it's just like they're expecting that they can't go through anything to get there, that it's not going to be that hard, when really, well, people went through some things before they made it, you know?
I feel like every good story has to end, or has to start off some type of way, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like when people be like complaining about how life is. I just think of it as a whole other, you know what I'm saying? Like other perspective. Like, so, like I think of like trauma as just the beginning of the story, you know what I'm saying? Every superhero has that traumatic story in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really let things like that get to me.
Yeah.
You feel me? But yeah, how was your childhood?
I
don't want to get off a whole topic.
Yeah, no. My childhood was pretty good. Like growing up. You alright?
Yeah,
Smell the water?
Yeah, I'm good.
You smell it?
Oh, you good, right?
Childhood was pretty good. I was born in the Bronx. Raised in, yeah.
Did I know that?
I don't know, but she might have got that from my mom just a little bit. But
oh, hold on. Nah, look. So what is it, 9th grade?
She feels so bad, like.
No, I still remember, like, that was, like, one of the moments in my life where it was like, dang, I can't be like that. You know what I mean? I can't, like, because, like, all right, so look, so I don't know if you left something on a bus or I don't know, I think I was returning something, but there was a logical reason for me to be at your house.
You wanted me to come outside and play. You had everybody at my door.
Oh, yeah, was that it? I wanted you to come outside. Alright, so look, we young, you know what I'm saying? I wanted you to come outside, so I knocked on the door. Her mom answered, and she's like, what she say? I want her playing with hoodlums or some shit like that?
I know the word hoodlums.
Yeah, it was definitely a hoodlum. She called me a hoodlum. And that has stuck with me for the rest of my life. Like, I'm like, damn. But yeah, like, yeah, that was definitely one of the moments in my life where it was like, I just never forgot about that.
I'm really sorry that happened to you. When she closed that door, I like 1000%. I said, what in the world made you to say that? She's like, well, I didn't really think that, you know, I didn't mean to say, I'm like, but you said it. Like,
and it didn't like offend me, like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't hurt by it, but it was like, damn, like, is this my image? is this who I am? That was my first time racially profiled.
I am so sorry that I had to cover up my mom. But yeah, I was born in the Bronx, and like, you know, some things too, like, I just realized us moving here was really for her to give me like a better life compared to like what she had to grow up in. like, I know she was 1000% probably called a hoodlum back in the Bronx because
Probably,
she was, all the stories I hear, she don't ever try to tell me about. I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, like, so moving from like the Bronx, like to really to know me is to know like her story for like, cause that's where most of the trauma came, but it wasn't anyone's fault.
Yeah.
It was literally like the difference in generations, the difference in, she grew up in a Bronx culture, so she tried to raise me the same way, not realizing I'm like looking at her like, this is Pittsburgh, what's gonna happen in Pittsburgh? You know, like telling me to walk like a boy when I'm coming back from softball practice, put my hoodie up, knee mud, like walk with like a little limp. I'm like, bro, like you're making me do a lot. But she's having all these like fears and things of like how she was like growing up in the Bronx, like, and yeah, but moved from the Bronx to Butler, PA. I don't like that. I don't like it out there. It's just not, yeah. Yeah, to Butler, from Butler to Wilkinsburg to Edgewood. This is failing.
So you live in Swisselwood right now?
No, I live in Hazelwood right now.
I don't know what the heck.
Don't look for me in Hazelwood. But yeah, so for me it was really just like those kind of clashes of like, also we're Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
We were not very in touch with, I was not very in touch with my Puerto Rican side, but still raised with a lot of the toxic manners.
Yeah.
So I'm comparing myself to Pittsburgh culture, all these different cultures, and you know, I was too white for the black people, too black for the white people. You know, a lot of times I didn't know really where to fit. But I just kind of stuck to, hi, how you doing?
Yeah. So
you know?
that was, oh my bad. That was you. Was you saying something?
No, go ahead.
So like, how was your like high school? I mean, of course I remember because I was there, but like, how was your high school experience, and like what was it like for you? Like, you know, saying everything that you've said before, how did that affect your high school life?
So to keep backtracking, but like it makes sense to backtrack when I say it. So my mom had a stroke in 6th grade, and she was like a single mom at that point, and she was paralyzed all on her right side. So she was told like she would never be able to walk, be able to drive or take care of her kids again. Like hearing that as a parent is very discouraging. So yeah, I was in 6th grade. Like that's when my whole world got like rocked. My brother's like 3 years old at that time. My sister's a newborn, and my mom is recovering. You know, like, and even when she did recover, she still had to lay off like the edge of the bed to like raise her hands up, you know, and let them fall to put her hair in a ponytail. Like she was still doing those things. So in a lot of ways, I had to kind of step up to the plate. Like I had to wear a lot of hats growing up. So I didn't really know how to like just hang and just like do certain things because my mind was always geared back to adult stuff, like you know, like survival and things. So for me in high school, like I really didn't. School was like my escape. Like believe it or not, it was definitely like my escape.
Believe. I mean, looking back now, if you would have told me that back in high school, I wouldn't have. It seemed like going from a jail to one jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I understand now.
Yeah, and
staying busy usually keeps you off of it. You know what I'm saying?
And so being there, it was my escape. It was, you know, like I was more home prioritized than I was school prioritized. So I would do well in my grades. I knew I could do well in my grades, but like, you know, at some point it would just slip. Like once home got rocky, like you know, and it sucked to see because then you see teachers like start to look at you a little differently. Like, you know,
teachers looked at you differently.
Oh yeah. I mean, like there was this thing they seen in me, and I seen it in myself. But like, you know, like to high schooler, they don't always know how to handle these things that are coming at them. And not every teacher wants to know about what you're going through. They just want to see like, oh, like, you don't care no more, so I'm not gonna care no more. Which again, it sucked. But yeah, and then also like I used to not hate, but
hate is a strong word.
Hate is a strong word. I had to correct myself with that one. But when I used to not tell people like I was Puerto Rican and black. I used to just say I was black.
What?
Yeah, I used to just say I was black, especially like in middle school, because the more I didn't know much about my own, ethnicity. So I'm just like, yeah, even though like in Puerto Rican is black anyway, but it's like, I still didn't know all that. But people would always try to compare me to the stereotype, especially when my mom got
What's
like
a stereotype for Puerto Ricans?
back then, like, okay, so when we moved here, Pittsburgh was very like black and white. Like there was not much diversity. There
still isn't.
Yeah, it's getting a little better. I'll tell you that, it's getting a little better.
I mean, down Pitt, but like anywhere else, it's like you're the only Puerto Rican that I probably know. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
But I will say I don't know that many, but I'm starting to see a lot more like license plates with the Puerto Rican flag. Are you ready to haunt my horn? Like, what am I?
Motherfuckers was out Puerto Rico, was like, yeah, let me get a souvenir. Oh, a license plate. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna grab this.
Nah. Listen, that's one thing. They rap hard. They rap hard. And every time I did do some wild stuff, like wave my hand out the window, like they was with it. But yeah, so like my mom had like jet black hair, wavy beach waves. Like she's like light skin. I'm light skin, but like I'm not her light skin. So there was just this stereotype of like the televised, Hispanic woman, and for many people I just didn't fit that and I didn't understand it, so I just stopped saying it. Oh, you can't speak Spanish? No. Oh, like you don't know what this food is? No, So yeah, but it wasn't until like high school I really started to like love my curly hair. Stopped straightening it as much. I learned that there's a word for me. It's Afro-Latina.
I was about to say, I thought you were about to say racial slur. What the hell? So there's a word for me. I guess.
No, but it was just a beautiful way to combine, all of my ancestry, all of my DNA, like into one term. So, that was a win at that time. But yes, high school that was my little playground. I get to be my age.
Man, I know, man. I miss them days, man.
High school is so fun.
With all that being said, like, do you think that your past trauma like shapes your current beliefs and lifestyle now?
It used to. It used to. I've done a lot of inside work, like a lot.
Yeah.
I used to be a really big like people pleaser. That used to make me cringe so bad, like, cause it's I would not. I'm like I don't even care this much, and I know you're hee hee ha ha, and like I just, But a lot of my past trauma, it definitely used to, carry over in like the things that I did. Like I realized even with college, like I pursued college, and I just really had to come to like an honest point of I know I'm capable, I know I can do this, and I know I'm gonna come back to this eventually, but mentally I'm just not equipped. Like unless I go and really tend to these things inside, they're always gonna hinder me in my work and the things that I want to go forward in. So I really just took some time in my life to just take that time to do the digging and do the healing and with God and my faith and stuff like that. But now I feel like I don't look at it as like chains. Like now I get to look at my teens and I get to see it and speak to it and encourage it and find tactics and ways that I had to use, or like encourage people not to forget your past. Like you've been through some things, acknowledge the things you've been through and carry them in your walk going forward. Like I know all of the A, B, C's, and D's, and so even when it comes to, the type of people I was around growing up, like they were all great people from many different backgrounds, but I learned to tie those things into even my ministry. I want to lead a multi-ethnic, multicultural, ministry because that's, like, so it's to the 360 there.
I feel there was something that you said that I wanted to say, but I can't really remember what you said. No offense.
But it's okay.
No, because I
can talk like 1,000 miles per hour.
No, look, you said something back here, but then you ended over here, and I'm just trying to. So I'm gonna just skip that.
Just like, hey, it comes back out.
But what's your advice for people like us trying to get into the Bible and stuff like that?
I say, for one, if you're like willing to like actually read it, start with the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go into the Old Testament just yet. Don't touch it yet. Start with the New Testament. Get an understanding of like who, like the walk of like Jesus's life. So that way when you go read the Old Testament, you see how life was with and life was without. In my eyes, I see the Bible as like, it's like God's like love story. And people be trying to point out some things like, that's why, like, you believe in a God, I'm like, do you not hear half of the things that was going on around in that time? Like, half of these things was normal, even in history books with no religion, no faith in sight. But, just simply, like, give yourself grace. Like, there's a lot of tools that can be used to, like, just to grow in your faith. You don't have to immediately like find one scripture and literally learn about that scripture, like memorize that scripture, pray and be like, God, how can I live this in my life? Like my scripture this past few weeks with my students has been Jeremiah 29:11, which is like, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans not to harm you but to give you hope in the future. And I'm like, Lord, every time I'm doubting, every time I'm dwelling or getting overwhelmed with like life, like that's one that grounds me of, okay, I might be losing sight, but like this is his promise. So Lord, like help me surrender these doubts and fears and like let me understand where they're coming from and let me find how to trust you more with them. So really it's just like you gotta eat it like when you just sipping some wine, you gotta taste a little bit, don't try to take a big chunk and think you're gonna like just immediately get it like that. But just little by little, it's a relationship.
So what version of the Bible do you read?
I like to flip flop a lot. There is this God's Words translation. I think that's what my Bible is. But like I like to bounce around because there's different ways it's worded. Some people might question like, oh, well, like they got all these versions of the Bible, like and I'm like, listen, I could break the Bible down to you in one way, and then somebody who's 90 could break it down another way. This is all that is. It's literally like you have certain ways that we say it now. I don't say thy and thou. That's what makes me up. So they change it into, you guys talk like this a little bit more.
It was so whenever I was younger, right? Like my granddad was real big into like the Bible. I wouldn't say Christianity, but he was real big into the Bible, right? And he took me on this trip to like the museum of religion or something like that. And he had this King James version of the Bible, right? It's like from right here to right here, right? All pages, like, and they took pages out of that Bible, like they took books and like stories out of that Bible. But all in that Bible, like they got all of the stories, like before, like I think it came out like 1865 or something like that. Like it's one of the old ones. But I got that and all of the books that they took out of the Bible, right? And damn, I forgot where I was going with the story, but you should definitely slide there, like, because that's the book that I read. Like, I read just the King James, like, even though that's the book that was like whitewashed. They took books out of it.
They say it's whitewashed, but it's like when you really like go into like certain things, like there really wasn't much really timber with I mean, like,
Mm-hmm.
they might have just changed how Jesus looked, like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
but,
yeah.
like, you know, it's just, but as far as, like, the word, like you said, like, there's books that have been taken out, but instead, like, people get so wrapped up of, like, there was books taken out, and, like, it's meant to, like, control, I'm like,
Yeah.
but you can go find those books.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
just go find the
Exactly.
books, like, instead of...
I got the books, like,
Right,
I mean, like,
right.
you know what I'm saying?
You know, and that's amazing, like, to hear you say, like, you got them,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and stuff, but, like, yeah, I feel like they're very much made for, like, our people, very much made for, you know, just any type of people. Like, white people just running with it. Like, they just running with it. But, like, you know, but it was also, like who says that wasn't even planned? Like, to think that we weren't represented in the book, to think that, like, our history ain't in that book.
Yeah.
You know, like, if anything, that's what them people would want. It's for us not to know that. You know?
So, just to deviate from that conversation, what's your dating life like? Like, what is your, like, what do you do different day to day? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's your dating life like?
My dating life. I don't really have much of a dating life. I feel like when I think about it, I'm just like, oh yeah, cool. Like, I could post about it all day long, but like, you know, it's a great thought, and when it comes to that, it's like it's all or nothing. I don't like the casual things. More so nowadays, I like clarity. I like we're not sitting in this like space for too long, you know, until things become intentional. But for me, it's not really like a big deal in my eyes. Of course, it would be lovely, but
what's your type?
my type, don't really got one of those, but like definitely loves God. Like, you know, loves God to make me laugh. That would be, because I'm a child at heart. Yeah. So
So like whenever you do have like this boyfriend or husband or whatever, does he like have to be like religious or like into the Bible as much as you, or like could you fuck with somebody who's different, like a Muslim or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, or an atheist? Could you fuck with an atheist?
okay. Not an atheist. Couldn't do it. Because when I think about somebody that I'm gonna potentially be with, like they have to like align with like at least a good majority of my values. You know, like I don't want an argument every time I try to go pursue something, do something.
They don't,
they don't understand. I'm like, listen, I ain't got no time for this. Like, I love you, but I can love you as a friend. You know, like, you know. So for me, it's definitely like ideal and like, you know. But if God, and again, like this is the part of the spirit. Is just like God has called me to somebody that is not 1,000% on the same terms, but I know God has put me there. That's for me and God to like be able to, and that's also for me to, you know, like now it's like it's not in my flesh. It's like, Lord, like I'm praying over that person. I'm like, you know, just being an example of that love and like letting God do his thing. Like I'm not forcing anything, but it's just like that would be nice, you know. And
no, I definitely feel that. So do you picture yourself being married?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. If I'm gonna be with somebody, it's gonna end up in marriage.
How many kids you want?
As many as the Lord will let me. And yeah.
It's a solid answer. So do you believe in like 50-50, like
50-50.
you see, I know you be on Facebook, like
Everybody is on this 50-50, and I want to be
So
taken care of.
What is your thoughts on like that debate? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I really feel like it just goes off of what is the vision of you two being together. Like, is the goal for, you know, like a 2 working household? Because if it's a 2 working household, it is 50-50.
Yeah, like,
you know, like
I feel like there can go 50-50 in other ways. Like, it doesn't really have to be financial. Like, if your girl's at the house house, taking care of the kids in the house. And like, I feel like that's just as big as a responsibility as paying for all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause kids ain't no joke. Like, so I feel like that's a whole job that needs to be taken care of by itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
like if you're gonna go out, I'm gonna go out as much as you go. Exactly. You're gonna hang with the boys, I'm gonna hang out with my girls. So we're gonna take turns, and even with the kids.
So like, what do you think Facebook's like? Why is like people just addicted to them type of conversations? Like 50-50, kids, like babies, like what's up with it, man?
I feel like Facebook is a chance to like hop on like certain ideas, but until like reality comes into play, like you don't know what things are gonna end up. You might vouch to be a housewife all your life, and like you never know. You might find the passion of your dreams, and then you are like the main breadwinner. I feel like it really just comes down to like, you know, you and this person, how do y'all vision this? You know, but like with Facebook, I feel like everybody's just trying to have a say in something, got an opinion on something. One day they like this, next day they don't like it, next day they don't, you know, but I feel like I don't really take Facebook too seriously. I'm just like,
fuck me either. Like I don't take Facebook or TikTok seriously, like, cause TikTok, like, people really be getting their information from TikTok. I don't think you know that. People are really, like, they will hear something and are fixated on it. You know what I'm saying?
I will say,
like that.
You ever hear a lot of recipes from TikTok. I love me some TikTok recipes.
So like, no, but like the one that really pisses me off the most is, and you read the Bible and shit, but the firmament. What do you think the firmament is like? You ever hear the firmament?
No.
So like, they in Genesis they talk about like God has a firmament over the earth or whatnot, right? And people on TikTok keep saying that that's a dome, or like the earth's flat and that's a dome that contains waters. They say, because in the Bible it says it separates the waters, right? And they think that it's like deep down inside of the ocean, like you go deep enough into the ocean that you'll pop up in space or some shit like that. Like that's TikTok for you, like.
Yeah, look.
I literally had a conversation about this, like, because somebody said that to me, right? Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. My roommate, she does that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's life. You know what I'm saying? It just happens.
No, if I do something to make her cringe, she does that.
Type shit. But they say like, oh damn, what was I saying? So the firmament to me is the atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, people think that there's a dome that's over the earth that separates the ocean from like the sky. So how do you feel about them like just deleting or banning TikTok and shit like that? Like, are you against TikTok? I know you said you get all your recipes from TikTok, but like I feel like some things on TikTok have to go. You know what I'm saying? And I know that like TikTok in China versus TikTok in America is very different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah, because we entertain.
It's all about entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll spill like a whole gallon of ketchup on a little bit of fries. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's our entertainment. Like, so like the older version of me is saying like, bro, just delete that shit. Versus the bored version of me being like, nah, I'm gonna keep it around.
Right.
So like, what is your thoughts about that?
The firmament, we're keeping TikTok.
Oh damn. Let's start off with the firmament. Let's go and say TikTok.
In my honest opinion, well, to be honest, I haven't given that much thought. Like, I haven't really looked into that enough to, like, really...
That's a valid response, though. I understand. Like,
that just kind of triggered my mind. I'm like,
Because I be on Facebook a lot, as you can see. Well, I used to be on Facebook a lot. I don't really be on there that much anymore. But I would just go down and just keep seeing everybody agreeing with this TikTok madness. And it kind of makes me mad because, like, why do people believe in anything that they read or, like, just anything that they see? You know what I'm saying?
Like, they won't do any extra research.
Exactly. Like, you literally just heard somebody just say that. You don't want to just 100% believe that shit.
Story on Facebook, and
like,
now it's like, GoFundMe, and like, bro, what? You made up
They'll
everything.
give you a good story, and at the end, be like, yeah, GoFundMe, I needed $2 million. Like, bro, stop it.
But yeah, I wish I had more on, but I just, you triggered, now I gotta do some research. I don't know.
Hey, look it up. First look it up on Facebook, and then look it up on Instagram, and then ask me about it. But,
and then TikTok.
Yeah.
TikTok. See, I wonder.
I was drinking a little bit of wine in this, so I may be wandering too. You know what I'm saying? So we both need to help each other stay on track. But yeah, TikTok.
I feel like same time China is kind of like one, like we absolutely overindulge, which overstimulates our minds, and like just having this is like just. You get caught up in just scrolling. I get caught up scrolling. I'm like, I gotta catch myself. I'm like, hold on, I got a whole actual life to live right now.
Exactly, and waste a whole hour just scrolling on shit. Like.
Yeah. So I feel like it definitely could be like limited, and like once you know the truth of like the whole marketing, like this color stimulates the mind better, like, and it gears people's attention more. So we're gonna put that on all of our content. And,
yeah, that shit is real, like, interesting to me now. Yeah. Like, well, alright, so what I do for a living is, like, I'm a behavioral analysis for, like, Pittsburgh public schools. So I go around to different alternative schools, and I kind of see how kids think, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know ranking. So I would have been in ranking, like, talking to the kids and, like, wondering what makes them do what they do. Like, how did you get into the alternative school? But it's really deeper than what it sounds, because, like, trauma is real, you know what I'm saying? And most of these kids, they don't know how to handle emotions, so they just end up in that type of circumstances. But, like, whenever you said, like, things like how, like, different colors make your brain do this and that, I'm real interested in what that does to you. You know what I'm saying? Damn, what did you say about that again?
But like going to say, because I'm looking at that's why I came to mind, bro. What's the marker over there?
The marker.
Yeah. But like there are people that like get hired and they spent their lives researching these things of how to be the best in like the market, hear more, So it's like there's science stuff behind this. But once you realize how much stuff is battling for your attention, there's just some point in you that just gotta be like, no, I want to put it down. Like, create that discipline for yourself, But yeah, that made me think of a lot of other topics that the world just needs to get a little hip to.
Hey, speak on, man. Mind you, my podcast is called Cancel This Podcast, right? So I'm purposely trying to get you canceled.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's not. But I'm gonna be asking you some kind of type of questions. You know what I'm saying? That may get you canceled depending on how you answer them. So everything you said about like how you believe in the Bible and everything.
I know there's gonna be people that's.
How do you feel about like, the LGBT community?
I love the LGBT.
You do? Community. So like you would accept them into your ministry?
I would.
Hey, any LGBT people that need to learn about the Bible,
come to me.
Check in. You know what I'm saying? She'll get you right. She might call you a hoodlum, but she only gets that through her genetics.
Listen,
it's not.
My moms. Don't cancel my moms now. Now I'm about to go for you.
How is your mom? How's she been?
She's doing really, really good. She's.
I read a hoodlum max about her.
I will. You know what? Listen, if she could walk through this door, she's the most like back then, like even like single moms, like, and not to make an excuse for like what she said, cause like Absolutely.
No, like, well, I want to, like, that didn't hurt me or anything. Like,
no, but it hurt me. It hurt me because that
stop.
More so that came from like one. I grew up how I grew up, and I grew up with all them words on any given day. But to see how effortlessly she was able to do that someone outside of me, you know, that hurt. You know, and it was just like it was wrong in all types of ways, and like my mom, like I look at her now, I'm just like I'm proud of her, like because she has like grown in so many different ways of like, you know, like just all the trauma that she's been through, projecting them on others, projecting views on others, looking at others differently, like, you know, all from this on, you know, just collision inside. And it's just like to see the work that she has done, like absolutely like love her to death. And like, you know, she's very apologetic, so I'm sure she would come in here and be like, oh my gosh, like that was you, I'm so sorry. Like she'll try to offer you all the food in the world, like all the everything, like, you know, she and you know, sometimes it amazes me because she's like, you know, sometimes she'll just call me, she's like, Emonie, like I just remember, like, did I do that to you? And I'm like, yeah, like thank you for acknowledging it for once, you know. But
see, I really feel like in order to progress in life, like you can't hold on to old shit. Like, like, so I really, like, that's why I say, like, it really don't mean anything to me, because, like, in order for me to be able to accept things in my life and be greater and be better, I know that I have to forgive, you know what I'm saying? And I don't, like, to this day, like, I'm more of a glass half full type person, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really, like, in no negative, like, I'm very rarely am I, like, ever sad about anything. And I'm not saying that being sad is bad, but like I'm just grateful. You know what I'm saying, for everything I've been through, everything I got, and I know that there's more to be done, but I'm grateful for everything that I've done so far and everything that has happened for me. You know what I'm saying?
I don't remember ever seeing you like sad.
Exactly. Like I've always been.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I feel like back then, like high school, that was different because I was only doing that because my life outside of school wasn't what it really should have been. And not saying that I had like a bad like at home experience, but it's just that me was going through so much that I had to do something to make it look better. You know what I'm saying? Like I couldn't just walk around being sad all the time because at the end of the day, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Versus me now, it's like I'm actually really happy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm genuinely just doing better, you know what I'm saying, in a better mind state.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So, what do you think is the disconnect between like men and women in this generation, like in our age group? Because like there's a lot of things that's just like not how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how do you think that there's ways to get out of that cycle? You know what I'm saying? Like I know you be on Facebook a lot, but you know, like there's opportunity. I mean, there's like conversations about like it's having a like for example, girls on Facebook, they I don't want to say this. They like guys who don't have the right like qualifications to be a father, you know? Like and those are just the type of guys that they look for. And then whenever something bad happens, it's like, oh, niggas ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like a good guy versus bad guy conversation, but like how do you think is a better way for us to be more
to coexist?
Exactly, to coexist, to make everything better. In Emonie's opinion, what would make everything better? Respect? I think we're just lacking respect.
I think it's lacking respect. I think there is ownership. I think there is like, you know, like I respect people that are just like I am not in any mind state or, you know, to be in a relationship, I respect that 1,000% because before, you know, like, it's literally just taking account of what you got going on the inside. How is it going to affect someone you come that close to you? Or just in general, like, just like, you know, men and women, like, it's just big on respect. And then, like, these expectations, I'm just like, you know, you look at it, not to say the stuff in the movies, but you can even look at, like, grandparents that were together for, like, so many years. Like, you know, like, I look at, like, my grandparents, and I'm like, my grandma don't go to church every Sunday, but that ain't stop my grandma from loving him. You know, like,
that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's what we missing, like the strict love, like there's some dudes that be using girls for one thing, and there's certain girls that be using niggas for one thing. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing is take accountable for what you put out there, because now you're giving these people that you don't even care about in such an experience that you don't know how their heart is actually like processing all of this, you know. And then you got females that are like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go do my thing, and they go mess with this one, that one, that one, and guys go mess with this and then and then it's just so like, I feel like half the people that are like doing some of the things they do actually don't want to do it.
Yeah,
like,
no,
everybody,
I feel like nobody wants to do what they do, but they feel like that they have to.
They feel like they have to just to survive and just to still be, you know, a part of and stuff, and not everybody's okay with going without all of that, but just in general, I like, even on Facebook, like, I really don't care for like how so many like guys and like women and men, like, just how they talk to each other, like, on the internet and whatnot. I'm just like, okay, you say this word and like to your friends and they get it, but then you saying this word to somebody you don't even know, like, that's where it switches. Like, you have no history with this person, you calling them out their name, like, you judging them off of one part of their life, not knowing their whole life story. Like, how are you to judge? You know?
Yeah, I definitely do that.
I don't know if I answered that question. I really
You did. I'm very content with your answer. So, like, to Emonie, like, what is an ideal date? You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, not for as if you're in a relationship. Like, what if somebody wanted to, like, you know what I'm saying, do something for you? What is something that would make you happy?
To be honest, I am one that really pays attention to seeing like the heart and the thought process behind somebody. So when I see effort, like, I don't know how to like really describe this. Like, there's been times I've been asked on a date and I'm just like, bro, you hit me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like 8 times. Like, I'm not, like, it's not happening, you know. But
are you talking about me?
No. But I don't think you never did that.
No, I probably did.
No.
I'm usually asleep around.
But yeah, for me, I'm a very appreciative person. So, but I'm also very discerning. So,
what does that word mean?
Discerning, like, just very aware, very cautious, very knowing the difference of like.
Cautious, I know that word.
Yeah.
What's up?
But yeah, I mean, for me, like, it could be doing something fun. I'm a child at heart. Like, we can go paintballing. I'll go paintballing. Like, you know, I might get scared at first, but I'm gonna do it because I said I wanted to do it.
See, like, my first, like, whenever I'm trying to go on a date, it might be selfish, but I usually take my date on things that I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really like going to the museum. So I might take you to the museum with me, you know what I'm saying? Or I really like painting, so I might we might do graffiti in the alleyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just something like that. Like, I would just always take my date on something that I would want to do instead of something that you would want to do.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Because then how much we actually.
Exactly. Like, come on, I was like, girl, doing what you want to do. This ain't, I'm spending my money. Like, I'm over here watching the Notebook at the theaters. Like, nobody want to do all that.
I feel that.
But you still didn't say what's your ideal date was. I'm in details.
My ideal day is doing something fun. Probably getting ice cream. Talking, having like good conversation, whatever that, you know, looks like. And yeah, just following up with like just a chill like evening of I like to like go wander too. So if somebody like go wander with me, like it doesn't
Wander where?
like wander like I, you know, like before I got my car, like I didn't really care about my, you know, I wanted a car, but like I was so okay with that's the, you know, New York mentality. Like I was so okay with taking the bus and putting my headphones on and like hopping off and like, oh, where am I? Like I'm in Lawrence. It is, and you get to meet new people, see new places.
Meeting
like,
new people is crazy. I'm not even a real social kind of guy. Like I know it may seem like it, but I fucking hate small talk. I hate just meeting new people. Like that whole interaction whenever you're meeting somebody, like, hey, what's your name? I hate that bullshit. Like,
nah, it could be like, I don't know.
But I mean, I love meeting new people, obviously, but I just hate the small talk in between. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing I don't like about dates is the small talk. You know what I'm saying? Breaking the ice and shit. Like, I don't want you to know everything about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, over a first date is crazy. But ice cream is a good first date.
Yeah, ice cream. Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
My favorite.
Don't say mint.
Okay, we found where I'm gonna cancel that. I love mint, like mint chocolate chip ice cream. There's this spot. They have like Cookie Monster. It's it's not for everybody. That's okay.
You know, I was literally, so I told you my mom was a professor or something or whatever, right? And she literally did a lecture about ice cream. And do you know that a black man created it?
I was about to say, I didn't know where you were going to take that.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you think?
I don't know, like some like health talk. I'm like, oh man. Don't scar me.
It's 1,000 calories. Or, no, but
listen, when you hear about the food industry, you just be like, oh, for real, I'm not touching that again.
No, I definitely wouldn't say that. I did have that like moment like with yogurt. You ever hear people like yogurt's like from flies or some type of bug coloring or some shit?
But I also don't eat yogurt anymore.
You don't eat yogurt? Yogurt's fire. I wasn't really big on yogurt until I used to work at Whole Foods. And then I was just like, might as well just give me some yogurt. Shit fire. But alright, so other than mint, because that's like frozen toothpaste, what's another flavor?
I love me some cookies and cream.
Cookies, alright, that's a solid number one. Yeah. Because I'm not going to acknowledge the other one. That's disgusting.
Yeah, or anything like coffee flavor.
Coffee flavor? That's fire. There's a ice cream shop on my street.
I'm cracking up.
Huh?
What was that? What was that?
I was just thinking about it.
Okay.
I was just thinking about ice cream. You know what I'm saying? And, oh damn, what was I saying about? Oh yeah, I was in my mom's lecture.
Yeah.
And you know that ice cream was made by a black man who was a cook for the White House.
Okay.
I think Thomas Jefferson. You know what I'm saying? It was his cook.
Okay.
And he had a wife. And Thomas Jefferson raped his wife for slave children. That's what I call it. But for slave children. And yeah.
You're just gonna leave it at that?
Yeah, because like it's just something that I just learned. Yeah. I learned it like last week, and you mentioned ice cream, so it just came to my mind. Like black people made ice cream, and he only sold it to rich white people.
And now we got it.
Now we got it. Oh, and vanilla ice cream. Black people weren't allowed to eat that shit. So I'm pretty sure Puerto Ricans weren't either.
Listen,
because look, white people was only allowed to eat vanilla.
Yeah.
Black people was only allowed to eat butter pecan and Puerto Ricans was probably able to eat some type of coffee flavor. You know what
Wait,
I'm
hold
saying?
on, because butter pecan do go crazy.
Butter pecan go stupid. That's like I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite ice cream, but butter pecan is definitely like top 3 for me.
It's up there.
Yeah, it's definitely better than mint fudge or whatever. Like, that's just disgusting. But with that being said, thank you for being on my podcast.
Thank you for
It
having
was
me.
very much fun.
Yeah.
And maybe we can go get some ice cream someday. You know what I'm saying? That'll be nice. But you got any socials or anything that you wanna?
Oh gosh, I wish my Instagram was not complicated, but it's
See, that's why you gotta make it something short and simple.
it's Latina, but with underscores in between every letter.
Do you follow? Oh, you know, I think I do remember your Instagram. Do you follow me though?
I don't know.
But that's fine.
Other than that, that's the only thing. Yeah, I'm not adding anyone on my Facebook.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't add you. You got a Snapchat or
I deleted
where's
Snapchat.
Where's
I
your?
don't use Twitter.
You don't use Twitter?
I used to. I mean, I have it, don't use it. So there's no point.
Twitter's lit. What is it? Latino on there too? All underscores? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
See, when did you make that in like 6th grade or something?
Maybe. Just haven't.
No, I feel that. Like I said, thank you. This means a lot to me. I've been trying to get you on here since like the beginning of this year, and it finally happened. You know, so,
We made it. I made it.
so that's good.
That actually could get me canceled in like my personal life. Like,
What? Being
because my high schoolers would be like, they'll text in the group chat, Emonie, where you at? It's like 15 minutes past where I'm supposed to be there. She's running on BP time. Huh? Like one of the,
yeah.
Oh yeah. Everybody in my life knows.
You gonna come back for part 2?
Part 2? He's
That's-
gonna really try
that's-
to get me canceled.
That's what I'm trying to get you for part 1.
This is fun.
It was. I'm kind of drunk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's alright. It's all good.